Hello, my name is Patty Vasquez, and I will be your host and moderator today for this exciting block of movies. You know that there are people that have way more abilities than any of us could ever imagine, and I'm so thrilled to introduce you to these wonderful filmmakers from all over the world. They remind us that just because we don't understand or you don't understand what our lives are like doesn't mean that our lives aren't full. When people look at us with pity or empathy, there is no choice when you love somebody, and that's what every single one of these stories tell us. Ali, the Blind Boxer, it's a tremendous work of art, and the storytelling here will take your breath away. Such a tremendous film, and I'm excited to introduce the directors of this film. We have Bijoy Banerjee and Kaushik Mondal, and I hope that I'm close on pronunciations, gentlemen. How are you doing today? May I ask, Kaushik, how do I say, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yeah, quite right, I would say.
And Bijoy Banerjee? Wonderful to see
Patty.
you.
Yes,
Hello.
Patty, you're absolutely. Hi.
First of all, Bijoy Banerjee, where am I talking to you, sir? Where are you broadcasting from?
So I'm actually, we both are in a city called Pune, which is on the west coast of India. It's very close to Mumbai, which is the film hub of India, the Bollywood so-called. And Pune itself has a great legacy of filming. Pune has Asia's largest film institute. So we are in that city. Yeah, so that is where we are.
Excellent.
So we've got film all around us in the air that we breathe here.
And did you move there to pursue filmmaking, or did you grow up there?
We happened to drop here.
Yeah,
not in this process yet.
Yeah, I mean, we both are essentially from the corporate world. So our work took us here, and then we stayed on, and then filming anyway happened here.
Oh, wonderful. And Kaushik, what tell me about what's the corporate world? What finance? Was it legal? Tell me about the corporate world you come from.
I'm basically an electronics engineer, an IT professional, starting with telecom and then lots of other domains, basically working on software development.
Okay.
So that's my area where I earn the money to make films, which is my passion.
And how about you, Bijoy? Is it a similar background in the corporate world or something different?
Yeah, in the corporate world, but in the media side. So I'm on the media side. So I'm a media consultant. I'm a media entrepreneur. Over the last 25 years, I've been doing that. And yes, filmmaking is a passion that I'm pursuing.
And was this your first project together, or have you worked on other films as well?
We hooked up together in 2014. That is when we made our first film, a short film called Upahar, The Gift. And that went on to win some awards, international film festivals, etc. But that was the first time that we actually thought of an idea, again, on social issues, because we both feel very closely towards social issues that need to be told. And we wrote the script, then we did the casting, we did the whole 9 yards, essentially. That was our first experience. We both are essentially self-taught filmmakers. That was the first one. And Ali is essentially our second project.
Excellent. And Kaushik, what was the inspiration for both of you for this story in particular?
We had some background of something to do with people who are differently abled and all from our own lives. And we were initially started working on this story and of a blind boy who goes on to do boxing. And that story gradually evolved. But I think one of the kind of a watershed moment in our making this film was when we decided to cast a blind boy to play the role of the boy who happens to be blind and becomes a boxer in the film. So when we were in the process of casting, there was a point where we said that we have to be very honest. We wanted to actually travel the distance and understand what it was to be like. So if our story was going to tell the story of a blind boy who will box and be an equal with boxers on the ring, then we wanted to actually see if that was possible in real life. And that is what we did through the making of the film. So that was a wonderful journey me and Bijoy we made together.
So Bijoy, how did you cast the star of your film?
Yeah, so essentially this whole project was about making sure that people who are watching it, they're actually able to see something that they think impossible. And boxing happens to be a sport which is only meant for a special privilege for sighted. International Boxing Federation has a rule that you got to be sighted to do boxing. Now, we wanted to challenge that, and we wanted to understand in the society, in the form of boxing as a metaphor, visually challenged people, they're always looked down. They are thought to be incapable or less capable in many areas. Boxing happens to be one. So we wanted to make sure that people who are watching this film, they really get to understand that, oh, it is possible. We have been thinking utterly wrong. And that's why we decided that if this film has to be made, if this story has to be told, then the protagonist has to be somebody who is blind. So Shabir Sheikh, the actor, protagonist actor, he is blind since birth. He had no knowledge of boxing. For over almost 6 months, we trained him in boxing because we wanted to also do the journey ourselves to understand whether it is really possible or not. We had a belief that it is possible, but we wanted to see that happening. And I'm so delighted that we actually saw Shabir actually learned boxing. And in the film, he actually fought with a sighted champion boxer as part of the film story, but he did that. So that's the way we did the casting, and we went out as per the character's requirement. We wanted to have a school kid of that age who should be visually challenged. So obviously it was an impossible casting decision. Had we not found Shabir, we wouldn't have done this project. That's for sure.
There's a lot. There's so much you just told me. First, okay, I have to, let me start back. First of all, you said that the Boxing Federation specifically has a rule that you must be sighted. Did you ever discover like why that was written, as though it was that somebody down in the past tried a box that was blind, or it's just interesting that they specifically put that in the rules?
That's an amazing question. And if you ever get a chance to talk to anybody from the association, right, you should ask this question to them. In fact, forget about International Boxing Federation. Just talk about Paralympics, which is a sport, a celebration of capabilities of differently abled people. It's Paralympics. Either in that, you can be on wheelchair and still do boxing. It's recognized sport, but you got to have eyesight. Now, we thought, what is this? I mean, is it a technical impossibility, or is it just a mindset? And honestly, we just found out that it is just a mindset. It is absolutely a possibility. It has never been attempted before. So very surprising.
That's amazing. And so you just said that, so Kaushik, he said that you weren't going to make the film if you couldn't find a blind actor that could be trained to box. So how long did that process take to find your star of the movie?
Yeah, it took us a few months actually. We kind of started scouting all the places in multiple cities, trying to audition children from places where we could find visually challenged people. And fortunately, we found our right cast. The moment we saw this boy Shabir Sheikh enter it was a huge auditorium in a blind school in our city. The moment we saw him, both of us knew that he is the guy. He has everything that we could visually imagine our champion to look like, to talk like. So it was like a serendipitous moment, I would say.
If I may add,
of course.
If I may add something to Kaushik, essentially the way we wrote the character, we made it a point to make sure that we write a character which is not looking for sympathy. Yes. Happy-go-lucky kid, just like any other kid, who happens to have a spirited, attitude, happens to have a fearless nature, which is important for boxing, and happens to have a powerful punch. So these are the qualities of a boxer. Now, this boy happens to have no eyesight. So will society accept him as a boxer? So that was the premise. And therefore, we did not want, in the entire film, we have not touched upon the aspects of people trying to, they are seeking either Shabir, Ali, the character, or his parents, his sister, they're seeking support or sympathy, nothing of that sort. A simple family. And we have actually covered the angle of parents because we wanted the parents, there are parents who have children who are visually challenged. So what goes through in their mind when they get societal rejections or, pity or sympathy, all they're
sure.
looking for is not sympathy, but equality. And that's what we try to capture.
Because something that we discovered through making this movie, or whom we call the people whom we think are visually challenged, or we label them as blind. Within their mind, they don't think themselves as blind at all, because it's just a technical aspect for them that, okay, they have some different way of interpreting this world. Absolutely. And they live a very happy life. If we don't bother their happiness, if we let them be, they'll be just as happy as all of us. So it's just a simple truth. We just kind of fully realize that within our in our journey.
And the other thing, and before we go, I just want to touch on the relationship of the parents, because the mother she does not want to do this because she felt that they've been let down by the possibility of playing soccer and all these empty promises before. And I just want to tell you that as a mother of a child with a disability, you did a beautiful job with that, of trying to coax them and earn their trust. So on the behalf of my family, thank you for that portrayal. It's really beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please, everyone, check out Ali, the Blind Boxer. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a beautiful project.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best. I look forward to your work.
Thank you.
Thank you.